Hey VIPs, this is Bryan in Safety. I wanted to reach out to you guys today and talk about Roadcheck 2023. This year's Roadcheck is going to be May 16th through the 18th, as many of you have already heard out there. Some of the things that they're going to be looking for this year specifically is going to be ABS and cargo securement. So for ABS, what they're really looking for is they're looking for any lights being on the trailer. They're looking for any ABS failures that are going on. One of the things we want to make sure that we're doing as drivers out there is we want to make sure that we're getting any ABS light or ABS system problems addressed with maintenance before we operate the equipment. Afterwards, it's just too late. If you're having ABS problems, please reach out to maintenance and make sure that we send in a breakdown message first and let them know that we're having a problem with ABS. If you don't get a response within about 15 minutes, go ahead and then follow up with maintenance. The other one is with the ABS system, please check to make sure that the lights are plugged in. If the light's unplugged or if the wire's broken, that's still classified as a violation from most inspectors out there. So make sure that we're checking the system, but also make sure that we're checking the lights and the wiring as well. The other topic that the DOT is going to be looking for this year is going to be cargo securement. So what they're going to be doing specifically is they're going to be checking to make sure that we have the proper number of straps in place for things like paper rolls, things like scrap loads. Even scrap needs to be secured. There should be a strap across the back of the load to prevent that from tumbling backwards. And those are going to be things that they'll actually probably break seals for and look into the back of the trailers, making sure that those are properly secured. So when we're hooking up out there, double check the loads and make sure that we're checking for all the freight to be properly secured, no matter what it is that we're hauling out there. We want to make sure that whenever we're picking up the loads, before you sign the bills of lading, make sure that you put the words seal intact. We want to make sure that all loads are sealed out there. Make sure that we're putting the word seal intact somewhere around that signature line and then signing the papers afterwards. That's the best protection that we have out there for loads that are sealed, that we don't get to check that the load securement has been done on those. That's on the shipper's side of things to make sure that their freight's properly secured whenever we're picking up that sealed freight. So a couple of other items that I wanted to talk about with Roadcheck 2023 is obviously the ABS and cargo securement they're going to be looking for. But they're also going to be looking for all the normal items too. They're going to be looking for things like brakes, for example. They're still going to be looking at wheel ends and checking for cracked drums, cracked brake pads. They're going to be looking for our normal hours of service, making sure that we're not violating the hours of service rules and regulations, particularly with attention to the 14-hour clocks and the 11-hour rules. So definitely make sure that we're planning our days, that we're getting stopped within our clocks. The best way to protect ourselves for Roadcheck is do a thorough pre-trip and post-trip. Make sure that we find those items that are wrong with the truck before we take the truck out, and then check the trucks and trailers out there at the end of the day and make sure that if there's any problems that they're addressed before we take off again. Two other areas to focus on is making sure that we have the proper documentation out there. Make sure that we have the tractor registration. Make sure we have a copy of the lease agreement. And just for all of our trucks, make sure that we also have that chain of custody form. Those are three documents that we want to make sure that's in each tractor out there for us. If you don't have those items, please reach out to Crystal or Karen in maintenance. They'll be happy to set you up with those documents. And the other item that I want you to check is also make sure to check into the media manager. Log in, look at the documents that are in there, check to make sure that the tablet's downloading those properly and that they're current and up to date. So a lot of information there, but I want to make sure that we all have a successful Roadcheck. We've had great success every year. You guys do a great job out there. Keep up the great work. So thanks.